Hi guys, for today's video I wanted to share with you how I knew I was pregnant, symptoms that I had that I knew I was pregnant basically, because I know that a lot of people want to know, how did you know you were pregnant? What symptoms did you have? What did it feel like? What made you think you were pregnant? All those kind of things. So I definitely wanted to do this video and share with you guys how I knew I was pregnant, what I was experiencing at the very beginning, like 0 to 4 weeks, and just let you guys know what that was like and why I even took a test, what made me think to take a test. So that's what today's video is about. Before we get started, if you are not following my Instagram, I'd love to have you there. It's just rachelannfreeby. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get started. Basically, I had a few different things that kind of pointed to me being pregnant. If you guys didn't see my pregnancy announcement, I am pregnant and I've been creating some pregnancy content, which I'm so excited about and I've been loving. This is like probably my favorite content I've gotten to create so far. So I'm really excited to continue to do that, to do lifestyle content, to do stuff with our home. I really just feel like I'm in my element now and I'm really pumped to share this with you guys. I found out that I was pregnant on July 31st and I took a test at like 9 p.m. at night. And the reason that I took it, so here's the thing. So Ben and I were trying to have a baby. We were planning to have a baby. We were hoping to get pregnant. I didn't think that we would get pregnant that quickly. Thank you, Jesus. That's such a huge blessing. I never thought that we would get pregnant that fast because I have had some hormonal imbalances in the past and things like that and just irregularities, and I thought that it might take us a while, but Jesus blessed us so abundantly and we got pregnant right away. So we were so excited about that. But basically what kind of gave me an inkling is a lot of times, well, I won't say a lot of times, there were a few times throughout our marriage that I had taken pregnancy tests, but in my head I was always like, no, I'm not. Like, it's negative. I'm literally just taking it to like make sure. But there was 0% of me that actually thought I was pregnant. This time it was kind of just like a gut thing where I was like, for some reason I don't have that like 100% positive, of course I'm not. And I don't know what that intuition is or what, but it was so different because I was like, I am so used to feeling like, oh, of course not. And this time I was like, I don't have that, of course not. And I just didn't have it. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait, because basically the timing that I took my test, I was supposed to get my period and I was basically waiting until I missed my period to take one. So I had taken a test about 5 days prior to my positive test and it was negative because I took it way too early, and I knew that when I took it, but I was just impatient and I was like, I just want to see, because we had tried. Also, sorry for the lighting, some clouds outside, that's going to change it a bit, but we had tried, and so I wanted to check like right away. You like want to know. So I tried taking it, it was negative, but I was like, okay, well, it's so early, so it wouldn't have shown up anyways. I knew that. So then it was like 5 days later and I was like, I'm just gonna get my period. Like, I'll just wait until I get my period. I don't need to waste another test, because my symptoms were period symptoms. And a lot of people said that to me. Well, not to me. I watch YouTube videos where people share this stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get my period. But then in the back of my head, I was like, but people also said that they experienced period symptoms. So maybe, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna just wait it out a little bit longer. So, cause I was experiencing a lot of cramps, like pre-period cramps. If you guys have been with me on my channel, I've talked about how I have horrible cramps, like absolutely painful, can't function cramps. It wasn't that, but it was like my post kind of achy period cramps that I'll get a day or two before I actually get my period. So I had that and my boobs were so sore. But that's kind of hit or miss for me for periods. Some periods, my boobs are so sore, I can barely put a t-shirt on. And sometimes it's not a thing, it doesn't bother me. So it really just depends on the month. But this particular one, I was like, sorry for the lighting. It's like very drastic, sorry. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. This one was really bad. They hurt so bad, and they had hurt for like a week or two prior, probably a week. So it was a little bit longer than they typically hurt for, like prior to actually getting my period. So I had cramps, I had my boobs hurting really bad, and I was so tired. I was taking like 3-hour naps like the whole week up until I found out. It was like every single day I took a 3-hour nap. Now, my family, my friends, everyone will tell you I'm the queen of long naps. I can pretty much sleep anywhere, and I can sleep for a long time. I'm a very good sleeper. So this wasn't completely out of the ordinary, but sleeping that long, that many days in a row was different. I was so tired. So it was a mixture of being so extremely tired, my boobs hurting really bad, I was cramping a lot, and I also just felt more emotional, like a little bit more moody and just not myself. Like, it's hard to explain that feeling, but it was basically just like I really didn't feel like myself. And so I was like, okay, maybe I'll just take a test and I'll see. And I also, like, I wasn't getting any spotting. I wasn't getting my actual period. Like, it had not come. So I was like, you know, let me just test. And I did, and that is when it came up pregnant positive. I took it, if you guys have seen my finding out I'm pregnant and telling my husband video, I took it at like 9 at night, and I was shocked. I just wasn't expecting it to be positive, because the hard part about being pregnant, like right when you find out, and I found out really early, I found out like right when you can take a test and actually have it show up. So it wasn't like I was really far along and I had missed my period for 2 weeks or anything like that. It was like the very earliest I could find out. And the hard thing about that is it literally feels like period symptoms. It feels like you're about to get your period. So I just took advantage of that. I had waited long enough to actually have the test read a result, and it was positive, and it all made sense why I was feeling that way. I was so happy but shocked. I feel like especially for your first pregnancy, like you've never been pregnant before, you've never gotten a positive test result, and to see like I'm pregnant was like shocking. Like, that's what we wanted, that's what we prayed for, that's what we hoped for, but it happened so quick. It happened in, you know, that one try worked, and we weren't expecting that, and so I was just shook that it was positive. But then I was like, okay, what I've heard from people saying, you know, period feeling cramps and you're tired or you're emotional or your boobs hurt, like all those things that are period stuff also can be pregnancy symptoms. So those are the ones that I personally experienced, and I feel like if we weren't trying, or if I wasn't so in tune with like finding out if I was pregnant, I would have just kind of been waiting for, thinking my period was going to be a couple weeks late. But since we were trying and I was like going to test and paying attention, I think I was more hyper aware of everything. But if I was just someone who like wasn't necessarily trying, I would have totally just thought I was getting my period and it was going to be a worse period, like more emotional and more painful and more tired, because we have months that are worse than others, and that's probably what I would have thought was happening. But it was pregnancy, and I'm so thankful and so excited. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I got questions about how did I know I was pregnant, like what made me even test, like were there different symptoms than you thought, like all those kind of questions. And it was basically period stuff, but more amplified and like all at once. And I also just kind of had that like intuition of like something feels different, and I feel like as women we kind of just have that in us, that intuition, sixth sense of like something's different, and it was. So that is how I found out and why I tested and what my symptoms were and how I knew I was pregnant. So I hope that you guys liked this video. I hope that you guys found it helpful if you're trying to get pregnant and you're wondering about symptoms. But those are the ones that I got, and then you will see in my first trimester recap all the pregnancy symptoms that I experienced, because those were much more than the beginning symptoms. But that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe and follow my Instagram. I would love to have you guys there. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!